It's showtime. What's up, good people? And welcome to the Frank Harris Show, the biggest, the baddest, the best, and the most provocative show on earth. And look who we have back, my boy, Dominican E. Yo,
What's up,
E,
Frank?
what's good, E?
What's up, Frank? What's going on? We got some interesting
E,
topics going on. What's going on?
E, we got some good topics. E, let's kick right off, right? The USA versus Serbia semifinal game. E, we almost lost to a team with like two NBA players. Jokic is great, right? Bogdanovich is a decent player, bruh. And everybody's happy. Everybody's celebrating. What are we celebrating for, bro? Everybody's talking about this dream team is better than the other dream team, all this kind of garbage. E, not even close. That dream team is way better, okay? This team is overrated. Thank goodness for the boy LeBron James, who saved us again. 40-year-old man carrying us. Your favorite player in the world, Tatum, can't even get off the bench. You love Tatum. You love Halliburton, the another light-skinned guy. You love Derek White. I know you love that. You love Curry. You the light-skinned guy lover, right? Talk to me, E. Talk to me, E, about these the bum team USA, E. Talk to me, E, this overrated team. Thank goodness for LeBron James.
Well, I mean, LeBron had an excellent game today, but today
Triple-double. But
triple
okay.
double. All,
Yeah.
all kudos and all everything and all praises go to my man Stephen Curry for having an exceptional game. Shot very
Here we
efficient.
go. Light-skinned guy love is unbelievable.
12 for 19, hit 9 threes. I mean, listen, Stephen Curry played huge today. You know, listen, in these type of games, you know, yes, Serbia had two NBA players, but those guys have been together for so long. They understand. You know, the FIBA game is a little different than the NBA game. So, listen, kudos to the United States for pulling it out, and we move on and we play France for the gold medal.
So, E, there's so much to unpack here, right? So, one is light-skinned love, right? Curry. So, you know, Curry has been playing horrible for the Olympics, but Kerr started him because that's Kerr's player, and you got to stay loyal to your player. About time he had a good game. The system player that he is. You know, you and I have this argument all the time. Steph Curry's a system player. When he's outside of a system, you see him struggle normally, right? And so he's been struggling, but kudos to him. He had a good game today, Eric. System player. All right. Your boy Tatum can't even get off the bench, right? But E, everybody was comparing this team to the dream team, okay? The dream team, all right? I think the closest game they had was like a 36-point game. I know they beat Croatia in the championship, I believe by 36. They blew everybody out. It wasn't even close, Eric. And even when they got to the semifinals and the finals, they blew everybody out. They destroyed what was in front of them. And by the way, for the record, Eric, and I know you would argue that the players today are better and the games have evolved and everybody was in awe of the U.S. players. That was true for the earlier rounds when they played teams like Angola, the old Olympic team. Eric, when they got to the semifinals and the finals, they played against Lithuania and they played against Croatia. Those guys were not in awe of the American players. So stop acting like, because you told me this before, you felt like the reason why those teams are more successful is because the players were in awe and the level wasn't as good in Europe. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So E, so you believe the players were in awe of the U.S. players in the semifinals? Lithuania and Croatia?
No, listen, guys, those guys are professional players in their country, so obviously they weren't in awe of them. But it was the first time seeing a collective group like this in the Olympics. Remember, before it was college players. Now we put in this collective group of all-star players, right? I mean, they had to be some type of, wow, we're going up against, you know, Magic Johnson. We're going up against Larry Bird. There had to be some type of that going through their minds. I mean, did they probably black out and say, no, we have a game to play? Yes, they probably did. And they were, you know, the people that were competitive. So, you know, they said, look, we're going to go out there and play. But I believe that there was some form of admiration to these guys that they were playing against. I believe that.
So, E, let me ask you this question, okay? on today's team, Serbia, by the way, a country with 6 million people. If it was the old Yugoslavia, when Serbia, Croatia, Montenegro, Slovenia, when all those teams were together, and you would have had guys like Doncic playing with Jokic right before Yugoslavia split into all these smaller countries with 6 million people, more people in New York, Eric, than in the whole country of Serbia. More people in New York. Listen to this. Today, there were 2 guys on the team that were kind of NBA guys, right? Maybe other guys that are in and out, early guys, but 2 NBA players, right? Bogdanovic and in the semifinals, and Jokic, right? Yo, just to be clear, in the semifinals with the Dream Team, the other team, Lithuania, had Sabonis, Marciulionis, and Karnicevic, right? Those are three guys, Eric, that are very capable NBA guys. Sabonis was great at that point, right? Sabonis was great, right? I mean, come on, I think Marciulionis was 6th man of the year in the NBA one year.
Okay.
And we know Karnicevic went to the finals with Seton Hall to the Final Four, to the finals, right? Losing to Michigan and Ramil Robinson, and then came to the NBA and was another decent NBA player. So it was more real NBA players on that team, and the Dream Team did their job. These bums on this team today, what they doing? And then let's say this. Let me go deeper. In the championship, Eric, just to be clear, in the championship against Croatia, right? On that roster, and I don't know if I have it, on that roster against Croatia, they had Petrovic, Kukoc, Dino Radja, and Varenkovic. And Varenkovic wasn't a high-level player, but big guy, right? We remember him. But Radja was a very good player with the Celtics, right? Petrovic was an all-star level player in the NBA, Eric. All right, and Tony Kukoc was a high-level player. So you want to tell me those teams?
Kukoc was young at that time. Remember, he was young. He was young, Frank. So he didn't evolve to the player when he got to the NBA. That's when he evolved.
He was not. No, he wasn't young at that time. You're getting it mixed up. He was young when they played him in the World Championships when the Bulls played against them, wasn't it? Am I right? Am I wrong? When the Bulls played them and they were fighting over who guarded him, am I right? In the Olympics, was Kukoc? Was he in the NBA yet or not yet?
I'm not sure. I don't think so, Frank. I don't think so.
I think you might be right, But the point is, Kukoc was a very, very high level player.
Yes, he was.
But we almost lost the game. How can you lose the game with a team? It's like, you got almost all Hall of Famers on the team, right? And everybody in that team except for Derek White has been an All-Star.
But Frank, Frank, we also got to understand that the game of basketball has evolved globally, Frank. Like the game of basketball has evolved globally, right? You got guys that are high major players in Europe, in all these different countries. So the game has evolved, just like the NBA has evolved. The international game has evolved. So we can say that we can argue that point right there, that the game has evolved. Back then there weren't too many teams. There weren't too many teams, Frank. Back then there was some good teams like you said, Croatia and those teams, but they weren't as many good teams as it is today, right? You have Canada who had a very strong chance of being contention for a medal. You got
they lost.
Yeah, but they had a good team, right?
So this is what I would agree with you on. Let me just say this. If you're arguing that there's better depth, I would agree with you, right? Because you got teams like Canada, Australia with pros. There's better depth. I don't disagree with that, But at the very, very top, my point is this, right? That Croatian team with the players I named and that Lithuanian team with the players that I named are as good as the Serbian team was today and as good as, right, probably the French team that the USA will face in the championship. My point is, we almost lost today. The Dream Team blew everybody out. They took care of business. That's the only point I'm making. You're right. There's more depth. I don't disagree with that. There's more depth, a lot more teams that have NBA players. That's a fact, right? But at the highest level, we almost lost to Serbia. The Dream Team didn't almost lose to anybody, and the teams they played in the finals and the semifinals were at the same level of today's semifinal and finals teams. I just named the players.
Yeah, but I mean, the game has evolved too, Frank. The game has evolved.
What does that mean?
Players are better.
No, but who was better than Petrovic globally?
No, nobody was better than Petrovic.
Drazen. I mean, come on. But anyway, listen. The U.S. Listen, it was fun cheering and the drama was cool. But I think we're understating how embarrassing it is to almost lose to a country with 6 million people that's split. Like I said, if it was the old Yugoslavia with all of the Yugos playing together, it'd be different, bro. What are we talking about here? You assemble the greatest talent in the world, and LeBron James, whose hairline is back here somewhere, right, is dominating the game. He's the guy. And by the way, shout out LeBron. They're 40 years old. He's getting triple doubles and doing it like this.
Yeah, shout out LeBron. I mean, the guy.
I mean, really,
the guy's
the guy. I was watching clips of LeBron today at 19 and 20, averaging 20 between when he was 19 and 20 that year in the NBA. I think maybe whatever year it was, he averaged 27.2 points a game. Eric, it's 20 years ago, bro. The man 20 years later is the best team, and your boy Tatum can't get off the bench. I know how much you love him. It's unbelievable.
You know I'm not a Tatum fan. You know I'm not. You know I'm not
unbelievable.
Curry, but Curry played. Had a phenomenal game today. Shout out to Curry for stepping it up. Listen, everybody gets on Curry. Listen, they just played a long NBA season. Is he gonna have bad nights? Of course he is. Nobody plays a full season of the NBA, comes back and then plays in the Olympics and expect him to have phenomenal games. Did he have a couple bad nights?
LeBron James? LeBron James? LeBron James?
Well, LeBron James is
LeBron James?
Arguably considered the GOAT. So I'm not.
He ain't the GOAT, Jordan. But LeBron James? Yo, E, by the way, let me just say one thing to you. All right? And then we're going to switch gears, but let me just say this thing to you, E. Stop saying that he just had one bad game. He's had five.
I said
Curry's played terrible so far in the Olympics. For his standard.
I mean, listen.
So he had a good game today. And LeBron James said it in the interview post game when he said, Curry, he was due for this game, right? I know with the work he puts in and how hard he works that eventually he was gonna have a game like this. Which LeBron was saying is this. What he really was saying was he's playing like garbage, right? This is the real speak. He's playing horrible thus far, but he's a great player. And LeBron James has a bromance with Curry. LeBron James wants to play with Curry so bad because that's LeBron James's thing. Right, he loves to, partner up with all these players, etc. And Curry's like the ultimate guy for him, right? And so he said, Curry's been playing like garbage so far, is what he said. But I knew he was going to have a breakout game, which he had today. But breakout game, but he's been garbage so far. And I know that's your favorite player and you love him, but he's had a horrible Olympics.
Okay.
And he was great today, by the way. He was great today.
Frank,
he was great today, E.
Listen, Frank, listen. Horrible
I'm
game.
listening.
Like, I get it. Guys get into shooting slumps. Guys get into, bad performances. Like, I get it. The guy just played a whole NBA season. Now you expect him to perform at a high level at the Olympics. The man is probably tired. You know what I'm saying?
Why you act like he's different than everybody else? Jokic did the same thing, and he played good today. I mean, a lot of guys are playing well that played the whole season. Don't act like that was just unique to Curry. And by the way, let me ask you this question. On a team like this, okay, Curry don't pass the ball well. He don't play no defense. He don't rebound. So if he's not scoring and shooting the ball well, what is he like? Why is he on the floor? Put Tatum in the game, who I think is overrated, by the way.
Well, he had 8 rebounds today.
I'll take Derek White over Curry. If Curry's not scoring or shooting, he's a non-factor. At that point, he's hurt. You playing 4 on 5 on defense.
But Frank, his presence on the court also opens up a lot of things, Frank. That's what people don't realize. His presence on the court opens up a lot of driving lanes for players. Opens up the lane for Embiid to work. One-on-one in the box. Opens up the lane for LeBron James driving lanes. So these are the things that he does on the court that people don't see, right? Because you have to stay attached to him. So now that opens up everything else in when it comes to basketball. So listen.
Okay. I know all that, but all I know is he was playing like a bum. You can talk about all that attachment. He opened up the court. Curry not on the court to be a decoy to open up stuff for everybody else. Curry's on the court to perform. But you're right, though. You're right, though. When he's on the floor, his presence does have value. I don't disagree with that. But let's be real, right? Let's not start talking about Curry in the sense of, well, his presence on the court helps other guys. That's not what Curry's out there.
I agree with you on this. It's not to the Curry standard. He has been playing, mediocre.
That's a fact.
Mediocre. The game prior to this game, he's been playing mediocre. So it's not to the Curry standard. But hey, listen, had a great game today. Bring home the gold.
He did. He had a great game today. You got to give him that. system player. We're going to talk about that later because E, another day. I don't think he would be. He's a system player, right? He's not the same player outside of the Warriors system. But anyway, E, let's switch gears now. Let's talk about Noah Lyles. Okay, big deal, E. Okay, he's probably one of the more boastful, arrogant Olympians that we've seen. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Very boastful, flamboyant. He got his nails painted, running up and down the sidelines before games, talking a lot of trash, saying how whoever was competing against him in the 200 was going to be sad. And remember now, he won the 100E, and the Jamaican guy should have won, but the Jamaican guy, come on, Jamaica, what you teaching your players in terms of finishing the race? The problem is better coaching won him that race because he moved his body better than the Jamaican guy should have won that race. Yeah. But anyway, that being the case, Noah Lyles won the 100. But the 200 was his event. And he came out today, and he won the bronze, right? Came in third place after all that talking. And then it came out, his mom said it first, and then it came out that he had COVID, He had COVID. Because after the game, after the race, he fell all over the floor, and he was all that kind of dramatic nonsense, Not nonsense. And I thought for a second that's loser's limp. Because he didn't do none of that dramatic stuff, and he was winning all these races and talking all this trash. But I thought he was having loser's limp, right? And then we found out he had COVID, Now, my question to you, is tell me your thoughts about, first of all, should he have competed in the race with COVID? And remember, afterwards, all of the staff had to attend to him. Remember, he was laid out. They had to give him a wheelchair. So he's potentially infecting other runners as well as other staff people there, and then also, I asked you that question, and then I also ask you if you're okay with him running or not okay with him. Should he be able to continue to participate in the event as he still has COVID? If it's because he just got the diagnosis today.
Yeah, I don't.
Come on, you talk to me.
I don't think he should. I don't think he should continue, participating in the Olympics, right? I think he should, shut it down, go somewhere, isolate himself for a couple of days, get his body back, and then support the team, support the other runners. But I don't think he should be out there running because, like I said, he can infect other people, infect other runners. I think
was he selfish? Was he selfish for running today, knowing he had COVID?
Yes, very selfish. I think he was very selfish in doing that. You're putting other people at risk when it comes to that.
Wow.
We don't know these other athletes, what they might have complications and stuff like that, and they can evolve into something else. So I think he was very selfish for that. Great runner. I like all the flamboyant stuff. I like all that. I think track and field needs a person like him. His persona, what he brings to track and field, all the trash talking, all that. I think track and field needs that. And so, but he was very selfish today in running, and I think he should just go somewhere isolated for a couple of days, support the team, support the other runners as we wind down, rest of the Olympics. I think he should shut it down.
Okay, fair enough. And by the way, let me just say this. He said he isolated after he found out that he tested positive for COVID. He said he isolated and left the Olympic Village, but he still came to run, right? He still came to run, potentially infecting the runners without letting everybody know, right? And by the way, and I want to put this on the record too. I don't believe there's a protocol. So the Olympics don't have a protocol that says we have the U.S. protocol. I believe it is, and I'm not sure it's a world protocol that says if somebody gets COVID, they have to isolate for 5 days, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. That's not the Olympic protocol, just as an FYI. So there's no protocol in place. The Olympics doesn't say if somebody has COVID that they should not be allowed to compete. So I just want to put that out there. There's no guideline or protocol from the Olympic perspective. So I'm sure whatever he did was within the guidelines of what he was able to do. But there's a humanistic element that it seems like you're bringing up where you're saying that may be the case. There's no protocol, but it's wrong to potentially infect other people. Somebody could have asthma, yes. Right? And again, there are other people that are support staff, administrative people who are also in the vicinity that you could potentially get sick as well. Is that fair enough?
Yes.
Okay.
But let me say something about track and field, Frank. And I think that Noah Lyles, what he brings to the table, I think is important. Back in the days we had Carl Lewis and Ben Johnson. great rivalry, and that's what everybody talked about. And I think it draws a lot of attention when you got a guy like Noah Lyles, you got Shakir Richardson. They bring this flamboyant to the sport, where people are drawn and want to watch them, win or lose. They want to watch these guys, perform because they bring so much to the event. And I think he does that. I think Shakir Richardson does that, and I think we need more of that, to elevate, the track and field event. Especially
Who cares about elevating track, bro? No one cares about track and field, bro. I mean,
I
you
like
watch track and field
I
for
like
Olympics.
track. I like track.
Come on, man. You talking about elevating track and field, bro? What elevating to where? One time a year, every 4 years, you watch the Olympics and you enjoy. You don't even know who won the world championships. You don't watch that. I like to watch it if I'm surfing through my TV and track and field happens to pop up. I watch it. Like you're not watching what's happening in track and field year round. Come on, E. We're not trying to elevate the track and field.
Track and field, so
I like it too.
I actually watch it and I actually enjoy it. I just think, look, there was a point in time where Carl Lewis and Ben Johnson, that was the main topic for months about those two guys.
What are you talking about? Ben Johnson was a steroid user.
That's what I'm saying. So that was the talk.
So that's good too. The man on steroids?
No, what I'm saying was all that attention that these two runners brought to the sport, right? It elevated the audience, elevated the media. Everything was being drawn to those two guys. I think that those guys, I think we need more people like that. Not like Carl Lewis. I'm just saying people more flamboyant that bring attention to the sport. That's what I'm saying.
Well, Carl Lewis is pretty flamboyant. So yes, you mean not like Ben Johnson. You mean Carl Lewis is a flamboyant dude. But anyway, that's another topic in itself. So E, let's E. Are you ready for some football? We got to end on this, E. This is the last Thursday, Eric, the last Thursday that we will not be having football because the NFL preseason is about to start. College football is about to start. And from now on, starting next Thursday, Eric, we're going to be in football paradise, right? All you football heads, all us football heads, it's about to be crazy, E. And as we talk about football, NFL training camp stuff is happening right now. E, let me ask you a question. I want to talk about college, but let me ask you a quick question about the NFL, Eric. Who will be the starting quarterback for the majority, like for most of the year this year for the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Oh, wow! So you got Justin Fields.
Justin Fields and Russell Wilson.
Wow, I'm gonna go Russell Wilson.
And by the way, Fields is starting the first preseason game. Wilson is not. And I love the coach Tomlin. Oh, I think he's one of my favorite coaches in sports. Right, Don Staley is my favorite, and Tomlin's probably my second favorite.
Things up, boy. I tell you, boy, you got a way of switching things up.
No, I like this guy, man. This guy. So E, he said, right now quarterback one is Russell Wilson.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But he said in games, right, way more important than a practice setting, and we'll determine during the preseason. And it's very much an open quarterback race.
Yes.
I really believe, Eric, they knew something because there's no reason why Justin Fields would have gone there. He was a starter for the Bears, top pick. There's so many teams that need quarterbacks. When he went there, Eric, I felt like it was something else going on. Like they had to know this Russell Wilson thing was for a year or so, and Fields had to be the guy moving forward, right? It's no way you go to a team as young as Fields was. And Wilson, and by the way, Russell has said repeatedly, Eric, that he wants to play football until he's like 43, 44, like for like 5-6 more years.
Wow.
Right? So if he wants to play for like 5 more years, if Justin Fields and he's with the Steelers now, if Justin Fields is there now as a young quarterback as well, what happens?
Listen, I'm going Russell Wilson.
So Russell Wilson starts the whole season.
Yes, just the fact that he's the more experienced quarterback, right? And
fair enough.
You add some weapons, to that. You have a good running game. You got elite defensive players, right? So now you add.
Yeah, they always lead on defense.
So you have those elements, and you have a decent running back, and we got J.J. Watt's brother coming back. He anchors that defense.
Yeah, Watt, unbelievable player, by the way. Right? Maybe the best defensive player in football. You can argue Myles Garrett would have an argument against that, right?
Right.
And not my guy. My guy doesn't have an argument against that. Micah Parsons, even though he likes to try to make an argument against that. But T.J. Watt
Yeah,
and
TJ Watt.
Garrett are the best two.
So you
And
got
Garrett are
those
the best.
guys. They anchored the defense. You got the secondary that is solid. So again, you putting all these pieces around him, some veteran pieces around him. I think he plays out throughout the whole season.
Okay.
And
all right. Well, let's see. Let's see. I don't think Russell Wilson makes it through the season. I think at some point, right, they turn the ball over to the young fella Justin Fields, and he becomes the quarterback of the future for the Pittsburgh Steelers sometime this year. That's my thoughts. But I gotta get into college, right? So college football is starting up soon, and I gotta talk about your boy who you love so much and who I think is the most overrated guy in the history of anything, except for on the field. Deion Sanders, an elite football player on the field, second best cornerback ever. No, I'm just joking. Darrelle Revis, we talked about that before, but Deion and Revis are 1 and 2. But you can argue Deion is 1, obviously. That being the case, he's been an abomination. Like he's done horrible as a coach. Horrible. Since he's been at Colorado. Right? When he was at Jackson State, that's the minor leagues. When he got with the big boys.
Frank, it's 1 season. It was 1 season.
But Eric, we know we talked about this before, but he talked big talk.
Yeah, that's
he talked big.
So
listen. Don't make excuses for him now because he didn't say, well, first season, we're going to go slow and we're going to figure it out. He talked the big talk. We coming in here with my Louis luggage and we're going to dominate now. So don't give me that first season garbage because he wasn't giving you that first season garbage. Now, now we at year 2.
The whole quote messed up. You're talking about, I got my Louis luggage and we're going to dominate. He said, I got my Louis luggage and you guys hit the transfer portal. That's what he got.
Right, and he also said, we here. Do y'all believe now?
Yeah, he did say that.
Right, so he said that we doing it now. He never said it's going to take years to build a program. So now when he failed, don't come with that, oh, Frank, come on, Frank, it takes a few years to build a program. That's not what he was spitting. He wasn't spitting that, E. Come on, E. Don't do that, E, because that's your boy.
Well, Deion gonna talk the talk, Frank. You know that. But the reality is, it takes.
But he walked the walk on the field, E. He walked the walk on the field.
Yeah, I'm saying, Frank. We all know it takes years to build a program. We know that. And with the transfer portal, and he had about 75 guys leave the program. I mean, come on, Frank. Realistically, we knew it was going to take time to build a program. And he's doing that.
And it felt like 75 left this year, too, after his first year, too. Looked like he got to get a new 75. He's losing all the hemorrhaging players again because he's so much preferential treatment. But E, let's go on record here because I think let's go on record here. Let's pull up the schedule, E. Let's talk about this. You said, what do you think they're going to go this year? You told me, now I'm going to let you say it now.
I said 9-3.
Okay, we got you on the record. 9-3.
9-3.
Okay? I got them going 6-6. And I really think they're going to be, I got them going 6-6. I really think they're going to be 5-7. But I think they'll steal a game somewhere because somebody will falter. There'll be a 500 team again and below expectations. Let's talk about it. You got them 9-3.
Yes.
Right? You got them beat North Dakota State game 1.
I got them winning that game.
Okay. Nebraska.
I got them winning that game.
They're losing that game, bro. Just so you know. So they're going to beat North Dakota. Colorado State.
I got them winning that game.
Yo, how do you think they're going to beat Nebraska in Nebraska?
I mean, Nebraska hasn't been Nebraska since, what's my man name? Cherry Rose.
You're right. Good coach there. They got the young quarterback that's good. They're building the program there. It's in Nebraska. It's on NBC. You losing that one. But okay. Colorado State.
I got them winning that game.
Okay, I got that. That's 2 wins. Baylor.
I got them winning that game. They 4-0.
Okay. Central Florida. I got them winning Central Florida.
I got them winning that game. So they 5-0 so far.
You got them going undefeated.
Here's where it gets tricky. Right here. Let's go.
Kansas State.
I got them losing that game.
Okay. Kansas State. But you got them beating UCF too. Did we say UCF? You said you got them beating UCF, yeah?
I don't know. So they 5-0. They lose
okay.
one. Go ahead.
Arizona.
At Arizona, got them losing that game.
So that's 2 so far.
That's 2.
Cincinnati.
I got them winning that game.
Okay. Texas Tech.
All them guys that's a shootout game. I got them winning that game. Shador, stay upright. I got them winning that game.
Ed Lubbock. Okay. Utah.
Ooh. I think this is a revenge game for them. They played them last year. I think they upset Utah. I think they got that. They win that one.
So right now you got them losing to Kansas State and Arizona so far, right?
Yes.
Okay. You got them beating Utah.
Yes.
You tripping. But okay. Kansas.
Oh, that's a tough one. It's a tough one between Kansas and Oklahoma State, their final game. One of them they're
Right.
gonna
So you got them winning one and losing one.
Yes.
Which one you got them winning? Which one you got them losing?
I think they go up to Kansas. I think. Ooh, that's a tough one. I got them winning Oklahoma, and I got them losing to Kansas. I got them losing to Kansas.
So you got to be in Oklahoma State. You mean?
Yes. At home,
Yeah.
I got them winning that game. Final game.
Yeah, last game.
I got them.
Eric, it's going to be such a nightmare by the time they get to the end of the year. It's going to be terrible. Shador going to throw his helmet at the offensive lineman. It's going to be a fight on the sidelines. Deion Sanders is going to be 5-7, 6-6, best case scenario. 5-7.
I got them 9. I got them 9-3. 9-3.
So yeah, I got a question. So if they don't do, okay, I got this question to you. So you got them 9-3. Okay, cool.
Yes.
So what do they have to go in your mind to where it justifies this whole economically? Deion's made all the money back already, right? With the merch, the TVs, all that kind of stuff. But in terms of where Colorado wants to be and where Deion thinks they should be as a football program, right? What do they have to do this year, record-wise, in your mind, right, to be on the path that we think Deion feels like they should be on? Because first year wasn't that.
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
I think 9-3. I think 9-3 is. I think 9-3 is a chance that they. I think if they win 9 games, I think they're going in the right direction. I think if they win 9 games, they're going in the right direction.
So Eric, 8-4 is not in the right direction.
9-3, 8-4, 9. I mean, listen, anything 9-3. I'm saying 9-3. 8-4 is good, but I'm saying 9-3.
I like E. Stick your neck out for your boy. I like that E.
9-3.
Yeah, okay. 9-3. Okay.
They're gonna win some
tough
games.
There's a 0. To me, there's a 0.00001% chance that Colorado's going 9-3 this year in their first year in the Big 12 with all these teams that are really good. There's no way they're going 9-3 this year.
Let me ask you this, Frank. We know the Big 12 to be known as a league where they just put up numbers. There's no defense.
Yeah, no defense. I agree with you on that. Yeah. So, and by the way, and they added some Pac-12 teams that don't play defense either, including Colorado. Utah, I'm with you.
Yeah, but there's no
shootout teams.
They don't have Pac-12 on their schedule, so that's fine. What I'm saying is this: anytime you got an elite quarterback like Shador Sanders, elite wide receiver skill guys, and you're in this league, you got a chance to win. Because as you know, defense is not something that they preach on the defense in this conference. So what I'm saying is this: anytime you have Shador Sanders, you got Travis Hunter, you got elite wide receivers, right? The offensive line has improved. You keep Shador upright. I think you have a chance to win 9 games.
Okay, mediocre. I mean, even if, it's a new offensive line, first year together, transfer portal, freshmen still. Even good freshmen is tough, right? First year, right? That's going to take time. But let me say this. This is a piece of it that I think is underrated. Most programs, Eric, have depth, and that's what they don't have as well. If you look at, for instance, Texas, okay, they lost their star running back. One of their better running backs got hurt, but they got next up because they built a program, right? They have depth. They have depth at their prime positions, right? Even at the quarterback, you got Arch Manning as your backup, right? So if Ewers gets hurt, Arch Manning can step in and play, okay? Yeah. So there's depth. Real programs, Alabama, as you know, my favorite program for years, had depth at every position, okay? In addition to a mediocre offensive line, okay? Not mediocre, but inexperienced. We don't know what to expect. We just don't know. Okay? You have no depth, right, at the scoring positions, right? At the prize positions. At quarterback, no depth. Your wide receivers, no depth. At running back, you lost the little running back that was really good, Edwards, last year. No depth. So the problem is, right? You don't have depth at your value positions. So an injury, and you might go 2-10.
Like I said before, if the line, we don't know what to expect from both sides of
Right,
the
you don't know. You.
We don't know. So the defensive line was horrible last year. They didn't put no pressure on the quarterback. So yeah, that needs to be upgraded. And the offensive
Whoa. No, you just said they play no defense in that conference. So your defense is going to be terrible too.
No, but I'm just saying games are won in the trenches. So I believe if that defensive line and the offensive line improve and is upgraded to the standard of Deion Sanders, they're going to be a tough team to beat in that conference. If those two components are upgraded, they're going to be a tough team to beat. I believe offensive line, defensive line. Those are the things that he addressed this past off season.
Let me ask you a question, E. So now I got you, E. Let me tell you why. You just said the game was won in the trenches. Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay. For a team that's 9-3, then they have to be very good in the trenches. Is that fair?
Of course.
Okay. Would you not argue that an offensive line takes some time to come together? You know that.
Yeah.
Right? An offensive line. So right now you got freshmen, even good freshmen, right? They don't dominate usually when they come into college. Good freshmen even, Eric, right? So you have freshmen and transfers. So do you have enough time to get the offensive line up to speed? One, okay? And you already said defensively they were horrible last year.
Oh, yeah, that was horrible last year.
Horrible. So the question is, why do you think all of a sudden your trenches are solidified? Defensively last year you were terrible. So that's not – and by the way, and you don't have experience of guys that are used to playing together to build on the offensive side, offensive line-wise.
I mean, that's
and so, how you got them winning 9 games with the trenches being so uncertain?
That's why you have off-season, you have spring ball, and you have fall camp. I think that's
that ain't enough, man.
I think that's enough time to build some type of
camaraderie. Wait, fall camp? Which mean you have fall camp? This ain't football, bro. Fall camp, fall season start. This ain't fall camp. You ain't got no fall camp. The season starts in the fall. The season starts in August.
Frank, it's off-season, spring ball, and then fall camp, which is now what they're in camp right now. It's called fall camp.
Summertime.
But they call it fall camp. That's why I have spring ball and fall camp.
Okay, well, you call it what you want to call it, but it's a summertime right now, and then they play in the fall. But okay. So anyway, E, you say 9-3.
Yeah.
I think you're out of your mind. You're a Deion person. So E, last question before we go. Okay?
Yes.
So if Deion goes, like I say, 5-7, 6-6, should we be calling for him to be fired?
If he goes what? 6-6 and 5-7?
5-7.
No. You can't fire Deion. Deion brings so much value to Colorado and the program and so much money. You don't fire a man in his second year. Come on. A man of
so value. Okay.
No.
Well, but he's also very unique in a sense. Most guys you don't fire in his second year. But from all that big talk and bravado, 5-7 for him is way worse than 5-7 for the average coach that keeps his mouth shut, right? And does it differently. So E, at 5-7, are we able to say that Deion's overrated? And can we start, even if you don't fire him, to start to question his ability to win at the highest level? Because you say he needs to go 9-3. If he's 5-7, 6-6, can we question his ability as a coach at the highest level? We got to be able to, Eric, you said he got to be 9-3. If he's 5-7, we got to be able to question that.
To question it, there's certain things you can question. Maybe he might have done, do things differently, or outcome of games, do things differently. Yeah, you can question those things, but you don't question Deion Sanders as far as his knowledge of football. I don't think you do that. You question.
Well, hold on. We're talking about him as a coach, though, right? No. Hold on. A lot of guys are knowledgeable football players or basketball players, but not great coaches.
Okay.
So you can't say just because a guy's. So we're not questioning his knowledge, but can we question his ability to coach and win at the highest level?
I mean, when you say coaching is a lot of things, Frank. Right? Coaching is you got to be able to manage personnel. It's just not
right. So hey, no. But so therefore, if he's 5-7, we can question his ability to be a head coach at the highest level.
All right. Yeah, you can say that. Frank. Yeah.
Come on, E.
If they're 5-7, his second year. Yeah, you could.
Well, especially with his big talk. E. If he was a guy that shut his mouth and said we're gonna build the program, and the first year they won 3 games. The next year they won 5 or 6 games. You would be like, okay, you're making progress. But because of his big mouth, Okay, and all the stuff he's talking and all the adulation and praise he got and he's getting early on, right? And then they went plummeted all the way down, right? So now, Eric, if he shows again that he can't win at a high level, okay, I already think he can't coach. You know that. I think he's overrated coach. Phenomenal player, great marketer, great mouthpiece, right? But very mediocre coach, below average, not even mediocre, below average. 3 out of 10.
The man has been in college football for 3 years.
No, he's been in it for more than 3 years. Don't say that, right? I mean, he was at Jackson State more than 1 year.
He was there for 2 years and 1
right.
year at Colorado.
So this is his 4th year right now.
It's 4th year. I'm saying
this is year 4.
Year 4.
Okay.
Year 4.
We'll see.
He's got to turn it around. He's going to turn it around.
Hey, E. All right, E. So listen, good topics today, man. You know, E. You know, we're getting great views, man. People got to continue to like, subscribe, comment. We appreciate it. E, as you know, at this time, we ask you, E, to shout out your Dominican brothers and sisters out there doing their thing.
Yeah, so
who you got today, E?
I'm going to switch it up today. Since we're talking college football, I'm going to give my Dominican guys a little break. I'm going to shout out the University of Miami. Since we're talking college football, it's all about
we're going
to have a phenomenal season this year, baby. Let's put it together, baby. Let's put it together. And Mario, we trust, baby. Let's go, Mario. You might be Cuban.
So let me say this.
Close enough, Dominican Republic. You're Cuban, so that's close enough.
That's funny, E. You Cuban, right? That's close. They're close enough, right? E, let me say this. Now, E, you know, E, this one I agree with you on. And I've been saying this. They struggled for a while, but now if he doesn't win, Eric, he should be fired. Because the level of recruits he's been able to get, kudos to him on the offensive line, which he built in the trenches, Eric. And he was an offensive line coach. And he built the right way on the trenches, right? In the trenches. I do believe this is Miami's year, E. I know that's your team, E.
Yes.
And they've struggled. And I told you when they were struggling, E, I was in your face, E, telling you they were struggling.
Yes.
I think this is their breakthrough.
Yes.
I think the U is back, E. And if they do it if they because of the recruits and the level of talent, Eric, if they don't do it on the field this year, Eric, and you had a good year last year, right? What was your record last year?
No, we didn't have a good year, friend. We didn't have a good year.
What was your record?
7-6.
Yeah, I mean, okay, you know, but now you got the quarterback, you got the pieces, you got the trenches you talked about. This should be the year where the U mix. Now the U, if you told me the U was going 9-3 this year, I'm rocking with you.
Frank, we gonna make the playoff this year, baby. We gonna make the playoff.
Okay, 9-3 might get you in the playoffs, by the way.
I'm hoping for it, baby. Let's go, Mario. We trust, baby. Listen,
9-3 might get you in the playoffs. See,
like I said, I'm not shouting out Dominicans, but you Cubans, you close enough, baby. Let's bring it home, baby. Let's bring it home.
The U is gonna be good this year. I think. All right, E. Well, listen, E. Always good, man, to see you. Obviously, we'll do it again.
For sure.
Great topics today, E. We'll talk later, my brother.
All right. Thank you for having me.
All right. Love, man.
All right.
We out.